The third and final week of the preseason is here. A fourth exhibition game is a thing of the past. It's the Browns and the Seahawks, and it's all up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the beautiful city of Seattle. We welcome you inside Lumen Field, the home of the Seahawks. After this, the games count for real. Good to have you with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, back in the day, it was 6 preseason games, then 4, now 3. So here we are. This one, the last tune-up before the regular season gets going.
Yeah, and I know it's easy to start looking ahead to the regular season, and of course there's an excitement that comes when the games get real, but for so many players on these rosters, this is where careers and opportunities are made. I know from talking to these coaches, they're coming in. This
final dress rehearsal before the regular season gets started in a couple of weeks' time. And off we go here in the NFL preseason finale. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. They'll be led out by a young man who's making a name for himself, their rookie quarterback.
Make no mistake about it, Mike, even though these games might not mean a lot in the grand scheme of things, they certainly matter when it comes to the evaluation of these rosters. You just can't replicate these situations of live reps in practice. So what do coaches do? They give guys a little bit of taste in the preseason games. Can you separate yourself from the rest of the pack? I'm excited to see who steps up, who makes a case to snatch one of these roster spots over these next couple hours.
A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
Second down and 8. They'll look to throw. This pass caught by Judy. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down. He'll look to throw. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
Here comes the Seattle offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a young man who's making a name for himself, their rookie quarterback.
I think we're seeing this so often now in the modern NFL is quarterbacks who can hurt you both improv as a scrambler and also with designed runs coming out of the huddle. So this is a tricky situation. Guys who can run with this kind of speed, you have to be very careful how you pass rush them. You're not just rushing to a spot. It's not just an X behind the center. You got to try to corral him and keep him in the pocket because when he escapes, big plays are to be had.
So keep it on the ground and keep it with Walker. And he'll get 4 here, up to the 24-yard line. Got to get it to the 30. Here comes third down. They'll throw out of the gun. His first throw of the game is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Denzel Ward. And he is just going to waltz his way in. The pick 6, a touchdown for the defense. And the defense comes up with the first points of this one. It is a pick 6 to make it a 6-0 lead.
And Mike, we talked all week which offense was going to be able to strike first and play with the lead. Well, the defense, they had other plans. They're able to put the first points on the board by capitalizing with that pick six.
Extra point up and good from Hopkins. And the Browns will take a 7-0 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here's Steven Sims to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Seahawks offense ready to see the football for the second time. They are obviously still smarting from that pick six a moment ago. Quick 7-0 hole. Try to start digging out now with 1st and 10. Open man, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. The run up the middle, it's Walker. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
Back to the air once more on 2nd down. They'll try to set up the screen here with Walker. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
You know what they say about Murphy's Law, Mike? Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. He's had a pick six earlier in the game. Now he takes a sack. Fortunate for him, there's a lot of football to be played, but this has been a disastrous start.
So it's 4th down. The Seahawks send out the Aussie Michael Dixon to punt. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Browns offense ready for their 2nd possession. They lead it here early 7-0 as they start with a 1st and 10. That's caught by Ford. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. 2nd and a yard. Now a handoff to Ford. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings them down for a loss.
It's a gain of 10 yards. 1st down, Cleveland. He'll drop to throw. Now he'll run it. And he's able to gain yardage out of this one before he slides. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. On the quick slant, that's Judy. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he'll let it go deep for Johnson. That one broken up. It is incomplete. They tried the shot on 1st down, couldn't connect. It'll bring up 2nd down. On the handoff, Ford. And he will take this down close to a first down. Pickup of 9. They've got him a yard short of the sticks. 3rd and a yard. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. And he is going to have a Browns first down. They're able to convert, albeit not by much, but they get it on 3rd and a yard. Now they'll set up to throw. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
Here in the first half, we've seen nothing but connections from these two guys. I mean, they've come out completely on fire, so the defense finally gets a stop, and really the first time we've seen these guys be a little bit off. The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the first down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is, because they've already decided they're going to go for it on 4th down.
That's caught. It's the tight end, Njoku.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown.
That is a gain of 22, and it sets up first down and goal.
Every staff in the league that understands if we have to play a rookie quarterback, regardless of their talent, regardless of how high they were drafted, the ideal situation is to fill that huddle with as many veteran players as possible. The quarterback's going to be young. He's going to make some mistakes.
It is brought in the end zone. Jerry Jeudy. Touchdown, Browns. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
On the return, here's Sim. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Seahawks offense ready to take over possession of the football. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
Oh, high throw there, but a nice job to go up and get it. And they will finally get to him, but I think even he knows this one is coming back. That's on the former 9th overall pick, Charles Cross. Now off the bootleg, he'll look to throw here. That is caught downfield by Cup. And he's going to be taken down inside the 40-yard line.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka maneuvering in there to bring his man down.
Well, that's certainly one way to bounce back here defensively after giving up a huge explosive play on the previous snap. to bounce back and come away with a sack. Now you find yourself in 2nd and long. You can catch your breath, and the opportunity to get off the field has just gone up.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
When we had a chance to sit down with the quarterback this week in practice, he preached the importance of that I have to do a better job protecting the ball. Well, so far here early, it doesn't seem like that's been the case. He's been a little reckless here in the opening quarter, and he's going to have to clean that up throughout the rest of this game. And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
And he didn't give the Gunners a chance to get down there and make a play for him. It's into the end zone and a touchback. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They've raced out to a 14-0 lead. They've done nothing wrong so far. He's got his man, Carter. And they're going to mark him down up past the 35.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right 3rd. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
To the air now on 1st and 10. Completing that one to Carter.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
It's caught. That's Deontay Johnson. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for the 1st down. It's 4. Here's Corey Bojorquez now. He's on for the 2nd time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. The Seahawks offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Walker to start the drive. He's to midfield. Kenneth Walker. And they won't catch him. He'll go all the way. 85 yards. Touchdown, Seattle. Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job. And that back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box score for that long rushing touchdown, but it was the big guys up front who were able to make that play possible.
Myers, good on the extra point. And the Seahawks are on the board. It's now 14-7. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. DeAndre Carter on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Browns offense headed back to take over once more. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that keeps them ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. That's over the middle and caught by Judy.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play in this opening quarter. One quarter in the books. It's the Browns with the advantage. Greg and I back in the Great Northwest in a moment. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Off-balance throw. It's complete. A big play there on 2nd down, but we do have a flag on the field, and that's in an area where usually this play gets erased. He'll get this out quickly to his left. And no place to go, no place to hide. He's taken down behind the line.
Man, what a big-time play here by the corner. It feels like he knew that play was coming before the ball was even snapped. You can see he sticks his foot in the ground and bursts. He ends that play before it even has a chance to get started.
And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the 1st down marker. On comes the punter now, as he is on to punt for Cleveland. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Seahawks offense and Kenneth Walker ready to take over once more. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big opening after big opening and big numbers in this 1st half. Kupp working across the field. He hauls it in. Big gain, and that changes the complexion of this drive all the way down to the 40-yard line.
This defense just gets punched in the mouth on that one, Mike, and it just seemed from up here that not everyone on defense was on the same page, and the offense was able to take advantage of it. The defense has to clean things up here in a hurry, because if they don't, they could be in for a long day.
On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. And that one just kept getting worse and worse until finally they bring him down.
To play in the NFL, you got to have a short-term memory, because regardless of whether the previous play was good or bad, they're going to line up and snap it again. And in this case, really nice job bouncing back. They put the bad play behind them, forced the sack in the ensuing play, and they're right back on track.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. On the ground, it's Walker. Look at him move away from a tackler as he winds up gaining 7 yards. Nice run there. 3rd and long. From the 50, he'll set up to throw. Got it with Smith and Jigba. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. 1st and 10. On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. He'll get this complete to Walker. And this one's going to be a loss of yardage. He's marked out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 11. They'll look to throw. That one a bit high, but it's complete. And he's into the end zone. Cooper Kupp, touchdown, Seattle.
Just a beautiful ball there by the quarterback. And the point I want to make here, Mike, and make sure the viewer understands is, in the NFL, if you have to wait for a guy to be open and then deliver the ball, it's too late. So often these quarterbacks throw their guy open. They anticipate where the void in the coverage is going to be. That's exactly the reason this play worked out here, Mike, and he's able to connect here for a big touchdown.
Myers. Good on the extra point. And the Seahawks will tie things up. We are all even at 14. Now return coming from the 7. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Browns offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. And he looks to add to them with another drive here. The drive starts with a carry by 4. And he'll push his way ahead for a gain of 2. Tyrese Knight in on the tackle. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Again, it's 4. And he's going to be stuffed well behind the line of scrimmage. A play going absolutely nowhere. They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
This is what you don't want to see out of your quarterback. As that pocket starts to collapse, the good ones, they can keep their eyes downfield and feel the rush. They don't need to see the rush. Here, his eyes go down. He starts moving around the pocket. Nowhere to go with the ball, and they bring him down for a sack.
Here's their punter now, as this drive quickly stalled out, so he's on to punt it away. Sims now to return it. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. This drive starts on the ground with Walker. And he's pushing tacklers away as he takes it forward for a gain of 9. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Once again, it's Walker. And he'll get about 4 out of that one. That should be enough to move the chains. It is 1st down. From the gun, here's the give to Walker. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Straight ahead, it's Walker. He'll get about 2. Rayshawn Jenkins, this time on the stop. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. They'll try and run for this with Charbonnet. He will not be able to get to the edge. They shut him down. Taken down behind the line. And it's 4th down.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking 1st down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
Open man, right side. He's got it. The risk pays off to the tune of 16 yards.
Love the idea of going for it on 4th down. Anytime you're on your opponent's side of the field, Mike, you have to take advantage of that field position. You're too long for a field goal, but you're too close to the end zone to punt it. So going for it on 4th down is definitely the right move. Now you've got to take advantage of it and don't let it go to waste.
RPO and the quick hit to Smith and Jigba. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. They'll try and run it with Walker. And they've got it on the ground. The mark will come at the 13, but it's a new set of downs. 1st down picked up.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the 1st down, and they're able to convert.
A throw here, right side, falls incomplete. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up second down. He'll drop to throw. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be third down. That's complete to Steven Sims. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks.
And that was just a great drive. Really, from start to finish, Mike, you could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm, mix in run, mix in pass. Results in the touchdown pass, but really everything they did, the entire possession, worked to perfection. When you can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns, man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. The return starts from the 5, and it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Browns offense and Jerry Jeudy getting set for their next possession. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in the first half, it's resulted in a big play that is borne out by those eye-popping numbers. He'll open this drive on the ground with 4. And he'll get about 5 past the 30-yard line. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. This is brought in downfield by Jeudy. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
These wide outside the number throws, this is where a quarterback really gets to show off his arm strength and arm talent. This puts a ton of pressure on the defense because now they say, all right, we have to defend every single blade of grass.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. Toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete.
It's one of those balls where the quarterback wishes there was a string. The second it came out of his hand, he wished he could just pull it back because from the moment it left his hand, that looked like a sure interception. And the only reason it wasn't because the defender just flat out dropped it.
Deontay Johnson, the intended target there. And it's going to be 3rd down. Back to throw. He's got his man complete to Johnson. A gain there of 15. It's a Browns first down. Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. On the quick slant, that's Jeudy. And the Browns are going to be set up. 1st and goal coming up. They'll mark them down at the 6-yard line. This one caught at the 4. And they'll get this down to the 3, but no further. It'll be 2nd and goal. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. That his 2nd touchdown tonight. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
So back to level after the touchdown, in time for the kickoff. This returnable from the 4. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The home team's offense and their running back set to go once more. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. This one tight throughout, all level at 21, as they'll search for a go-ahead score. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is why it's so critical that the quarterback and his intended target are on the same page. They got to speak the same language. When there's miscommunication, it leads to errant throws, and when errant throws lead to big missed opportunities.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
This brought in out past the 20. And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The visitors' offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a 2nd defender at him, maybe. Look at what he's done. Whatever the defense has tried in the first half, it hasn't worked. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. 19 yards right away to kick off this drive. Two minutes to play here in what's been an even first half. We're back to Seattle after this. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They'll throw out of the gun. He'll go right back to Njoku. He's got it again. Throwing now from the gun. He'll tuck it and take off. And the rookie gives himself up there at the end. That's a sign of a guy who's learned it quick, picking up the 1st down. 10 yards on the pickup, and that's good for a 1st down. That's over the middle to his tight end, Njoku. That's catch 3 just on this drive, and it gets his team a 1st down. From out of the gun, he'll throw. The pressure, too much, and he goes down. The Browns going to use the 1st of their timeouts here. They stop it here with just under 40 seconds until halftime. To his tight end, Njoku. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. The Browns going to use the last of their timeouts now, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining until halftime. He pulls it in around the 5. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone. So we've reached halftime here in the final week of the preseason, as we send you back east to sunny Florida. Standing by with our EA Sports Halftime Report, it's the coach, Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. The final game on the preseason schedule for these two teams. After this comes final cut downs, and then we get started for real. The countdown is on for the NFL kickoff game on the Thursday after Labor Day. In our game, this is the final dress rehearsal. Still a chance for someone to make a big play that cements his spot on the roster. And to bring it your way, let's get it right back out to Mike Tirico.
Coach, thank you. Not a rest at the break for the defensive coordinators, trying to figure out how to stop these offenses as we get ready for the second half. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And I want to take you through the highlights here. They have been plentiful from the quarterback position. Has the offense running at a high efficiency throughout, and we'll try to sustain it here down the stretch. Here's a handoff to Walker, running to the left. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard. Now off the bootleg, he'll look to throw here. He'll throw it left and has his running back.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. He gets that to his big target, Fant. Call it a gain of 13. First down, Seattle.
Throwing with anticipation, it not only requires the confidence in both your accuracy and the timing, but it also forces the receiver to be on time and where the quarterback expects you to be. And this is one of those examples, man. When those two things are on point, it results in a first down.
And let's give him about 4 on that one. Grant Delpit up to make the play. Here's a 2nd and 6. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. He'll try to run for it.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. Out of the gun, they'll give it, and it's 4. The ball's out. It's picked up by one of his teammates. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Quick throw, taken in, and that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up 3rd down. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense, like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand.
And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
And he'll get forward for about a yard. Julian Love brings him down. 3rd and long. They'll look to throw. That's caught. It's the tight end, Njoku. His 8th reception of the game. And good for a first down.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, that on 3rd down or critical moments, that's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
He's going nowhere. Losing yardage on that play.
Sometimes you run all those big bodies out there, you kind of tip your hand. I always love going big jumbo personnel for a play action. In this case, they keep the ball on the ground. The defense knew it was coming, and they suffer a loss.
They'll run once more with Ford. And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's 3rd down. Following the penalty, they'll run it. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. That lane closed quickly. And here comes 3rd down. He'll look to throw. No chance at all. He'll go down.
When you can bring cornerbacks on pressure, man, that changes everything for the defensive play caller. Offenses spend all week worrying about linebackers, defensive linemen. How are they going to protect the quarterback? But when you can time up a secondary pressure like this, man, oftentimes there's no answer for it.
The Browns getting their punting team out there, as he'll come on to kick for the 5th time here tonight. That's going to be out of bounds, no return, and the drive's going to start from just inside the 20-yard line. The home team's offense and Cooper Kupp heading back onto the field. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. The run up the middle, it's Walker. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. Nowhere to go, he is taken down. Myles Garrett, the All-Pro, there to bring him down. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. And that pressure too great. He's going to be sacked in the end zone. And that is a safety. Well, the quarterback just kept going back, and you're wondering, what is he going to do? And, well, there's the answer. He's going to give the defense 2 points.
Yeah, and you have to wonder, Mike, did he just lose track of actually how far he was retreating? And at some point, you think that ball's going to come out, and he's going to throw it away and move on to the next down, but he didn't. And now the defense is going to take advantage and get 2 points.
On the return, it's Carter.
And as we saw in the first half, Mike, the defense was really unable to do anything to slow him down. He put up some really big numbers there in the first 2 quarters. Now here in the second half, just doesn't look like they've made many adjustments in the attempt to slow him down.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. Completing that one to Carter. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. So, from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Into space at the 45. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. There's that man again. Another catch.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. A quick slant into the hands of Johnson. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Throwing now on 1st and 10. Now he takes off.
The best quarterbacks don't see the rush, they feel the rush, and that's exactly what this guy was able to do here. He's able to escape the initial pressure and immediately realizes, I got some space out in front of me. Picks up a solid gain here on 1st down.
And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
Well, sometimes as a play caller, it's pretty easy. Get the ball into the hands of your best players. In this case, a wide receiver screen. Get it to him quick, get some blockers out in front, let him do the rest after the catch, and he picks up the 1st down.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Now they'll set up to throw. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down, but they are set up with 1st and goal. They'll look to throw again. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You have to come down with those opportunities. You're not going to get your hands on the ball very often as a defensive player. And when you do, let alone in the end zone, those are plays you just...
He's got his big tight end, David Njoku. Touchdown, Browns. Greg, they have such a knack. It's like they're on the same page. The quarterback almost feels like, well, when you were playing, you know where that guy's going to be in the end zone.
Yeah, we used to have a saying, Mike, we say we don't run routes like they're lines on a piece of paper, and especially against zone coverage. Down here in the red zone, the rule is if you're open, stay open. Don't run past an open zone to get covered. That's exactly what this tight end does here. Friendly target, ball on time, touchdown.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. Out comes the Seattle offense as they get ready for their next possession. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
A shotgun run now with Walker. He'll burrow his way forward for a couple. Jeremiah Wusu-Koramoah in on the stop. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Now this looks like a design run.
Sometimes, Mike, the best plan is also the simplest plan. And for this team, just snap the ball to your quarterback, let him find some daylight, and go get that 1st down himself.
They'll run here with Walker. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. They'll keep it on the ground and keep it with Walker. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
The tight end Fant in motion. On play action, he'll set up to throw. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
A ball deep for the end zone. That one knocked away. It is incomplete. Very good job defensively. Stayed right with him and will bring up third down. Back to throw. He's going to try it here again. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. So they send out Jason Myers for this field goal. This a 57-yard attempt, and he missed it. It's no good. And this stays a 2-score game.
You know, the hardest part about these missed kicks, Mike, is for all the guys that work so hard to put the ball in position to come away with points. You kind of trot off the field. You're hoping that next possession has a different result.
The offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they're trying to keep it going. There's a short throw caught by Njoku. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. That's caught over the middle by Johnson. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. That's complete. It's Cedric Tillman. And he's going to be brought down here on what will turn out to be the final play of the third quarter. Second and a yard. Now Flacco. Open man, and that's Tillman. And this drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up first and goal for his team. Flacco to throw. That is caught. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone. From the 1, second and goal. Here's Flacco. That is caught by the tight end. Touchdown, Cleveland. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
The offense will stay out there as they will line up and go for 2. From the shotgun, it's a give up the middle. And this one's blown up. It's back at the 5-yard line now.
I don't love the call. I mean, all week you practice these gotta-have-it plays. Every call sheet, Mike, has 3 or 4 plays that are down here in the goal line that could also be used as 2-point plays. I think to simply turn it around and just hand the ball to your running back, gotta be a little bit more creative. That's a big missed opportunity.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. they're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Seahawks offense ready to get back at it. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with first down. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. A second down throw for Locke. Open man is Jake Bobo. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down. They go play action. It's Locke. Get that one to Charbonnet, complete. And he's very close to a first down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short. The Seahawks sending out their punt team. Take this in back at the 16. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Browns offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. As we look back at some of the highlights of this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a...
Oh, that may be the break they needed. That one's intercepted. It is picked off by the rookie safety. And he is going to score. A pick 6 for the touchdown. You talk about the opportune time. The defense helps close the gap. A huge play to make this one a closer game.
Yeah, and anytime you find yourself trailing in the second half, Mike, you're looking for that spark. And boy, did the defense provide it. Not only creating the turnover, they take it back for 6, and they get themselves right back into this game.
The kick here is good, so they are back within a possession. That gets it down to an 8-point game. So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. He fields it at the 8. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. The advantage is 8. We'll see if they can make this a 2-score game on this drive. First down and 10. Still fighting. What a run. Shedding tacklers. Picks up 9 on the play. They'll turn and hand this one off. And he'll have enough to move the chains. He'll take this forward for about 3 yards. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And he'll get to the 40 on a short gain. Here's a 2nd and 9. Flacco. In trouble, and down he goes.
Big-time opportune sack there by the defense. Mike, they're right on the cusp of field goal range. You can't allow this to become a 2-possession ball game here in the 4th quarter. Massive 3rd down coming up here. See if they can get off the field and get the ball back to their offense. Anytime you call a running back screen, the key is the relationship between the offensive line and the running back. They have to be in sync perfectly to set up the big play. That wasn't the case here on 3rd down. He gets tackled short of the sticks.
That's taken at about the 14. And that's a nice job of making things more manageable for this offense as he takes it back beyond the 25-yard line. The Seahawks offense make their way out to take over once more. The deficit is 8 as this drive begins with 1st and 10. This one complete to Bobo. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it draws the flag. Starting this drive on the ground, here comes Charbonnet. Not much. 2nd and long coming up. From the gun, it's Locke. He's got a man down the field. That's Bobo. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
All right, listen, Mike. There's just certain guys in this league that just have better arm talent than others. And this is a perfect example why. Not every quarterback in the NFL can make this throw. And, man, that was impressive.
Here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they're going to give it to Charbonnet. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down. Locke out of the shotgun. Well covered on the sideline, and it's intercepted.
So all game, we've seen him take the approach as just being a game manager. But one thing you have to do if that's the case is you have to protect the ball. You can't turn the ball over, especially if you're struggling to push the ball downfield. He got a little reckless that time, and the defense made him pay.
The Browns' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. Here's Flacco to throw. Quick throw here is complete. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line. To throw is Flacco. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Throwing, Flacco. Quick throw, taken in. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
Big-time completion right there, and this isn't just a spot where they're trying to run the game out here in the 4th quarter. They were not only trying to pick up points, but they're trying to get in the end zone and extend this lead. So, really nice job here late. You're going to see if they can put this one out of reach.
An opportunity for what could be a game-sealing touchdown right here. 1st down and goal. Here's a run. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Touchdown, Browns. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Extra point up and good from Hopkins. And the Browns will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. This is fielded inside the 5. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. The Seahawks offense ready to get back to work. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Charbonnet. Not much there. Maybe a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing. Lock. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down.
This has been a masterful game plan defensively. I mean, not only have they found their mismatches and been able to exploit them, it's led to 7 sacks so far. I mean, even when the offense seems to make an adjustment, Mike, the defense just still seems to be one step ahead of them.
3rd and long. Now Lock. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the first down. So it's going to bring up 4th down. They'll go. It's Lock. He's going to air this one out. He's got it. And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20.
What can I say, Mike? Good things happen when you get the ball to your tight end, but in all seriousness, think about what this guy has to handle in the passing game. Not only to be the possession guy, convert first downs underneath, but then have the ability to be the matchup to get downfield and be vertical in the passing game. There's not a lot of tight ends around the league that can do both, and when you have them, I don't blame the quarterback for looking his way.
He'll fight forward for a short pickup to the 16. On 2nd down, Lock. Kupp brings it in left side. And the Seahawks are going to be set up. 1st and goal. He's out of bounds at the 6-yard line. They'll run here, and it's Charbonnet. And he'll plunge forward to the 2, setting up 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. He did a good job of making one man miss, but could not get away from this defense in the end. It turns into a loss of yardage.
In these goal-to-go situations backed up on your own goal line, Mike, what they teach the defense is it's your job to establish a new line.
And he will score! Game on! Touchdown, Seattle. So they get the touchdown, and now it is a 9-point game. Greg, you can go for 1 and make it a 1-possession game. Or some people think about going for 2 here. What would you do?
I think I'm going for 2, Mike. Listen, the way you have to look at it is I need a 2-point conversion at some point. But I want to know now, am I down truly 2 scores, or am I able to get it down to 7 and truly make it a 1 score? So I'm going for 2 now, and I want to know what the rest of this game looks like. How many possessions do I need?
So things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. This taken at the 5. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Browns offense about ready to take over once more. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Tillman, the man in motion. Right away, they'll try a jet sweep. And that's not going to yield a whole lot. Up to about the 28-yard line. 2nd down and 8. They send him right out of the slot. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And he'll bring this across the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 4. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. Now they'll set up to throw. Trying to set up the screen, but it is not there. He just had to spike it. It's incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down. Punting time for the Browns. They're set to kick it away as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th-quarter lead. That is fielded at the 20. And he's going to be brought down after a short return And that's where his team will get possession of the football. This is 1st and 10. Here's Locke. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds. Here comes 2nd down. A give to Charbonnet. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. Needing to convert here on 3rd and inches. They'll drop to throw. That is incomplete. And here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down. Locke. It's complete. He's got Cup. And he's going to have the Seahawks 1st down. Quite a call there. They go for it on 4th and inches, and it's a gain of 5. To throw is Locke. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. 15 yards through the air. It's good for a Seahawks 1st down.
All right, this is a good start. Plays like these are definitely going to help as you work your way into scoring range. While you have to be wary of the clock and keep an eye on it, they should have plenty of time here to finish this drive.
That is caught downfield by Cup. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15.
And this offense is now really on the move, Mike, and it's the passing game that's leading the way. They've been able to march their way downfield thanks to this aerial attack, so don't expect them to go to the ground game anytime soon. If I'm this play caller, I'm continuing to lead on this, not only in this drive, but probably for the rest of this game.
Throwing on 2nd down, Locke. They'll try and set up the tight end screen. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Now Seattle will use the final timeout. They get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining here in the 4th. The game hanging in the balance, and a critical 3rd down. That is incomplete. And here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down. Cup in motion. Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. And he's going to go down. The pressure once again too much. And that should wrap this one up.
And it all came down to that play. The offense finds themselves trailing all out of their timeouts. The defense knew they were one stop away from ending this game, and they came up big when their team needed it.
The Browns offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So it's a win for the visiting Cleveland Browns. They finish the preseason on an up note. And now they'll have a couple of weeks to get ready for the season opener coming in September. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see you September 5th in Kansas City. The Chiefs and the Ravens in the season opener. Can't wait. Until then, enjoy the rest of your evening.